bought 3 or 4 parius. I had lots of t-shirts. My partner had the same waist that he had. He had extra shorts, so we sent them off. I think they were going to Huahine on the next run. We had all kinds of strange clothes for them. Big Rosalie, God, she's wonderful. She's been with us since before we got here.
She's sweet.
She's fabulous. We had another Rosalie. Another Rosalie is a bungalow cleaner, and she had a big pig. And I figured it out. She'd give me the size of the pig in kilos. I said, that's 350 pounds. I said, is it a male or female? I said, it's a female. I said, if you'll breed that, that will have between 12 and 15 babies. And she just looks at me quickly and says, doesn't like men. So that took care of that one. It died of old age. Didn't get any babies. He's up. Jay had a cataract.
Okay.
And that's an interesting story. Did you know 80% Japanese men have cataracts, and the other 20% have Lincoln Continentals? Yeah, God, that's all. I hate that joke. I hate them, but I couldn't let that one go.
Don't laugh. I'm not too sure my mom didn't say Cadillac.
Jay's up getting one taken off. He and I read. I think the older you get, the more you read. So anything in English, don't throw it out. Get it here.
Like all the years go fast. When you look back,
yeah, they start picking up here. The weeks just whip by. My God. Here we're almost the weekend. God, you guys are already done. 1 week or 2?
We're here 2.
2 more. Yeah, but you've got 1 more to go.
Yeah.
Okay, I was lost on. I forgot when you guys came in. Yeah, I'll have another one. God. See, I love it once in a while when I don't have lunch, because you just have a small drink and you get it hammered in half for the first drink. I just flat love it. I miss lunch today. How'd I do? My partner always smoked cigars. Kelly, he died, but cigars didn't kill him. But he smoked all the time.
Well, he makes pipes. I mean, as a hobby, but he sells a lot.
Yeah, just nothing going off tonight. I don't see anything. They pile up all of their palm fronds and their coconut husks. And they'll throw a little paper on it too, but every so often they touch it off. And there'll be a big, big fire going up here, one over here. And it just goes right straight up. But as you're driving around, it will give a nice smell. You drive around Raiatea and they do an awful lot of curing of vanilla. And you just get that beautiful smell. God, that's nice.
Well, I even said about the pineapples here. I mean, you know how you buy pineapples, in the States?
Yeah.
What you think are good? I said, oh my God, they don't taste like anything.
No, these are knockout.
They're
grown to be eaten. If you're canning, you've got to have a great big one. It must be picked green, so when that machine comes down to take the pines off and take the inside out, you still have a lot left. And then you make your flavor. You know how tough it is to make flavor, no at all. And it goes into the can. But in the States, they also, the ones you get in the markets there, they've got to pick them green and get them out of the field, into the box, over to the next island, onto the plane, and then, but here, you're getting the ones that are ready to eat. There may be one that's a little bit green, you can hold it for 3 days or something. But the one that's ready to eat, it'll implode if you don't eat it right away. And this is the pineapple island, the Isle of Huahine. The next island up is all melons, and the Isle of Taha is all vanilla. Each one. Bora doesn't have, there wouldn't be enough land and there wouldn't be enough water to do anything on Bora. Make sure you come out and order the Tahitian donut called a fidi fidi. The only time they make it on every one of the 118 islands, and they only make it on Sunday. It's just a thing you've got to try. It's strange. It's a figure 8. And then they also make a very special marinated fish. And I don't know if you're into marinated fish, but if you are, they make a special one on Sunday because an awful lot of Tahitians come in with their families for Sunday breakfast. Sunday's a big feast day for the Tahitian. I think it must come from years back when there'd be a period. We're in a strange weather pattern now. We're pretty much droughted for 8 years. But when we first came, it was nothing to hit 4 and 5 and 6 days of a storm coming out of the west. So you wouldn't be able to go out and fish. You couldn't do any spearing. All you could live on would be, you'd hope the breadfruit were in and the taro was in, and maybe you could catch a chicken, and that would be pretty much it. And I think that's where it comes from. Because God, food is a big part of their life. And everybody pours over on weekends to this island from Tahiti. And the grocery stores in the morning, they open at 5:30 on Sunday and close at 8 or 9, because the Tahitians have come in and bought the store out. Everything. And they go home and cook all day. Have a great time. The big change would be the road.
Oh, okay.
Black-
that was probably a major...
Blacktop, And 2 years ago, we got street lights.
Oh, okay.
Electricity about 25 years ago. When we first came, we had the little hotel Bali Hai.
Okay.
Now the Moorea Pearl.
Oh.
It was just a little fella. This was the Amio, and then there was Club Med. The three of us had generators, electricity, and the gendarmerie had it on the far side of the island. That's all the electricity there was on the island. There wasn't anything. So about 25 years ago, a big company that provides all the electricity for Tahiti came over and put a big plant on the far side of the island. It's diesel and provides electricity for everybody. And it's not real expensive. It would, for us here, it's frightening. It runs about $15,000 to $17,000 a month. But for the average house with a couple of lights and a ice box, it's about $5,000, about $60 a month. The house over here, as I'm leaving, when it's all, I always look, if it's all lit up, then they've tapped into us. And we have to get on them the next day.
Oh.
And when it's just 2 or 3 lights, then they're on their own electricity. We get them. He had about 5 or 6 rooms and a wonderful restaurant. The gal that had it hated us. And she spent her whole life trying to get us thrown out of here. And we've been lucky all our lives. And she died. The luck was with her. And the 2 daughters, they said, hey, we don't want to be in the hotel business. And they came to us and said, how about taking this over? So we took a 50-year lease and did timeshare. So that's how we wound up with this little fellow. Others are all gone. Huahine we sold, Raiatea we sold, Bali Hai Moorea we sold. This is it, the little one. My partner runs it and has fun, and I come and get blitzed every night and have a wonderful time. She ran a good operation, very good operation. She had the Matson Steamship Company, the Monterey, Mariposa. One ship would come in every 3 weeks, and she'd do feasts and dances. And she made a lot of money, a lot of money. But she was charging too much, so they came to us. We cut the price in half, and we made a lot of money at half that price. Issue 62.
Wow. I know when I was young, there was a TV show called Adventures in
Yeah,
Paradise.
that's right.
And I remember they always were in Prop 80, and they had that ship, the Kontiki or something like that.
They came in and took a lot of pictures around and then did it on the back lots of Paramount or wherever it was done.
I remember that though. I said, oh my gosh, I remember
Watch
that.
that over,
Yeah.
That was really popular.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Adventures in Paradise.
We thought there was going to be another one. They came in, ABC came in. There was a guy that was a real good friend of ours. He was the manager of the Smothers Brothers.
Oh, okay.
You're too young to remember them, but
yeah, I
you
know
remember.
the Smothers Brothers.
And they were big. And he said, hey, there are a couple of guys down there. Let's go down and do a TV show. And so they shot it, and there were just too many good shows that year, and it didn't sell. It was called Free for Tahiti.
Oh.
Once in a while on a filler, and if you're sitting up at 3 or 4 in the morning, they'll come on. Oh, we had high hopes because we thought, geez, that'll really pull the people in.
Do you think more people are coming now than ever, or?
No, our March was the lightest March we've had since we opened.
Wow.
And we're really tied to an airfare. That airfare gets up over 1,000, the business kind of settles back. Now we have a gal that all of our timeshare folks call, and she has the best price in the world. But even so, you get up over $1,000, and that you call up and say, how much is Tahiti? That's what you're going to get, $1,200. There are ways that you get here cheaper because they put packages together.
Yeah.
They put us in, and it brings it down. Come sit down. Great. Having a piece of bread there.
Yeah, dinner.
That damn bread is so... Boy, it took me a long time to break out of that bread. You've really got to be stoic. You've got to be tough to quit eating that bread. God, it's so good.
It's the best.
My partner came in one day and he said, we're now on the South Beach diet. We don't eat any more bread, rice, white sugar, or pasta. Okay, as long as you're, hell, I'll gag off he cooks, so if you gag, I'll gag off anything he's cooking. So we just went down and just, God, does that throw it off again? That South Beach is the damnedest thing I ever got onto. I love the stuff. I stepped off the other night and the gal next door brought me a cake, so I had a cake for dinner. I'm one of the few guys who can eat a whole cake.
They ate the whole thing?
The whole thing. Oh, God, it was wonderful. God. So great. Put on 1 kilo overnight. They play what we call Pomutu music. Comes from the outer islands, the low archipelago. It's good. And he is priced right, and his drinks are about $600 or $700. All right. half.
Not 15?
No, he's half the price everybody else. Half to a third everybody else.
How far is that from here?
Doesn't make any difference. He'll come and get you. It's
okay.
Everybody
Close.
picks up. He's up about 3/4 of a mile if you like to walk. On a nice night like this, and we got street lights. But everybody comes and gets you.
Oh, okay. And what's it called?
Kaveka. K-A-V-E-K-A. It's a bird that used to live out in the two motus. I think they ate all of them. I don't think there's anything left. It was an easy bird to catch, so they just clubbed it and ate it.
They eat the chickens that run around here?
Oh, no, these chickens. The Asians have got too much money now. They're not going to take the feathers off that chicken, and you're eating muscle on those things. Look at them. They fly right to the top of a tree.
Wouldn't it be easier just to shoot them?
You get a gun. You can't have a gun on the island. Wow, you get a gun, you'll do 20 to life.
Slingshot?
Slingshot would be good. Slingshot would be real good.
Anything but cars.
But it's funny when all of them go out in the cars, geez, they don't know what's happening. Got there, some are running, some are flying, and they're bouncing off the front there. And you've got to get the guy that gets the cripple. There's one guy that nails all the cripples. You're afraid they'll come back, and you don't need them coming back.
Wow.
How about some peanuts here, gang? Help us.
Yes, we have been making the Tahitian loop today, so we have been seeing them everywhere, as you
Right.
said.
They're on the island where they have the picnic. They're at the Belvedere, the beautiful viewpoint. They are everywhere. When we came, there weren't that many. Everybody knew whose chicken belonged to who. And a friend of ours drove around the island one day. and he hit a big rooster. So he brought it to the hotel. And the baggage boy just took one look at it and said, "You killed Margot's rooster." Margot lived on the other side of the island. And he knew who owned the chicken. But now they're just thousands of them.
No natural predator?
No, oh no, my God, no.
They're tough.
There's a dog over here, it's good. He really is. And when the kid, they catch these roosters for cockfighting. And when they want to get a new one, at least across the street, they get the dog. And I was sitting here one night, and kid comes over here and picks up a rock. I thought, what the hell is he doing? And he fires it on the roof here. Well, there's a rooster on the roof. That rooster took off, and that dog nailed him before he hit the ground down here. Oh, they're great. Came right in and nailed him on the back. Well, the kid has to get him real quick. And then they have cockfights. Now, I used to bring a kid into the farm because they dig up everything I plant. And you'll bring in a kid with a wild rooster, or one that he's tamed, and he'll have a long string on it. And he'll tie it to like a papaya tree. And he'll throw it into an area where there's a rooster been crowing. Now when this one crows, this one comes down because it's in his territory, and they have a fight. And it doesn't see anybody, and you just walk over and pick it up. And crack its neck, yeah. I used to be good with the car too. I was one of the best, but they're having a Okay, gang. I'm down and out.
Thanks, Mike.
Tomorrow night, the only night we're not here is Wednesday, and be sure you're signed up for the barbecue, which is so much fun.
Yeah, it's very good.